Good morning, guys. Welcome to Miranda Detailing. In today's episode, we have this giant Ford truck in for our new car prep and ceramic coatings. Guys, if you're enjoying videos like this, don't forget to subscribe, click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And throughout the video, if you're interested in the products or the tools, check out the links below. So here's the 2019 Ford F-250. It's an FTX, and like I mentioned, it's in for our new car prep, and we're going to ceramic coat it with a 3 to 5 year coating. So we're going to be using the G-Technic products, Crystal Serum Light on all of the paint surfaces. We're also going to coat the wheels, coat the trim as usual. This does have chrome wheels, and we're going to have to use some heavy-duty cleaners to get these wheels looking really nice because there is some brake dust and a little bit of corrosion and pitting in the chrome, so we're going to have to attack that. Now we're also going to do the interior, so that means leather and plastic interior coatings as well as the fabric protection. Before we get started on it, I have been doing this lately with some jobs, not all jobs, but some jobs where, you know, the interior is very dusty and lots of particles and stuff. I have been blowing it out, and I usually don't do that only because, you know, you have to do it in the beginning of everything because it makes such a big mess. But if you wash the vehicle and then you bring it inside and then blow out the interior, it makes a big mess. If you're going to blow out the interiors, which I actually do recommend, it is nice to do that. It gets out all of the heavy particles, and then the vacuum is so much easier. Then do it at the beginning of the job. You know, that way particles and stuff are not going to float on top of the vehicle or just make a mess everywhere else. We're going to do a full interior anyway, and we're going to use either our new Ego blower, the big one, or I have the other handheld corded blow. Either of those is fine. Just grabbing the Ego because it's cordless is easier now, and that thing is awesome. So check the links down below if you are interested in that. I bought the big one. I just went all out on it, and I also bought the little snubby nose and the little rubber tip from Car Supply's warehouse, so I'll have all those links down below. But as we look around the vehicle, basically just dirty. The paint is this beautiful red metallic, and it does have some light swirls. It's got some hazing to it. It's just not glossy the way that it should be. We still have pollen season here, so yeah, it looks pretty bad. So as usual, you'll see us start with the process. If you're interested in any of the processes that we use here, like the APC rinsing, and also why we pre-rinse before we do the APC rinsing. I know that's kind of a controversial thing right now among detailers, but really it shouldn't be because it makes no sense. You do what you need to do. If you're a mobile guy, pre-rinsing cools down the paint. If you simply just foam it with your pre-wash or do an APC rinse, which I do not recommend on just dry paint, that is just bad advice. If you want to do the pre-foaming, you know, the pre-wash foaming with a snow foam that is going to clean the paint, you can do that first without pre-rinsing. But remember, guys, if you're mobile and you're in the hot sun and you have no other choice but to work in the hot sun, then even that, you don't have enough dwell time. You can't let it sit there for 5 minutes. It will start to dry because it's hot. You haven't cooled it down by pre-rinsing it. But if you're in a shop environment and the vehicle is cool to the touch and inside, then yeah, you just foam it down or even do an APC rinse without rinsing. That's totally cool. So it depends on what you're doing and what type of detailing business you are. If you're mobile, pre-rinsing is very important. And for those watching, just use logic. If the paint's hot, if you're going to be putting a chemical on it, obviously that's not good. Even if it says it's paint safe or whatever, it's going to dry. It's not going to be as effective. Pre-rinsing cools it down. Don't worry about it, you know, diluting the chemical a little bit more. That's why we mix our APC rinsing at 1 to 4. It's strong enough. And if it hits the paint, you know, while it's still wet, it'll dilute it just a little bit more, but it does not lose its effectiveness. So I don't know, you know, where that is coming from, because there's, you know, proofs that people are saying, but again, they're doing it in a controlled environment. You have to do it everywhere. You know, in this type of environment where it's hot and humid, and then test it out in the hot sun where most mobile guys are washing. Then you'll see if it really works or not. Let's get started. Let's blow out the interior, and then we'll get started on the exterior. Now I made a big mess out here. Have it? I did not use it.
Today.
I know. The Dorgiomes. The Dorgiomanos. So now that everything is blown out, we're hitting all the door jams with a little power sprayer. This is a battery operated or chargeable, rechargeable little power sprayer. No pumping involved. You just press the button and that's it. It's awesome. Very easy to work with. So as she's doing that, let's go around pre-rinsing. And if you're wondering about what we use in here, we have a ton of super clean and extra tough still. So we use that primarily, but you can use pretty much anything. If you love Meguiar's, use the all-purpose APC cleaner that they have. You can use the citrus power clean, that's great. Use any APC that you want. Play with the dilution ratios. We use this 1:4. You can try 1:8, 1:10. You know, a weaker dilution ratio, remember, because you do pre-rinse, it is going to weaken a little bit more. So we found 1:4 seems to work the best. But if it's a little bit too thick, you want it a little bit runny, like you see here, to be able to kind of work on the paint and kind of drag particles and junk down. This is going to really effectively clean the paint, and the foaming and contact washing will then, again, you know, help remove that final little film that's on the paint. But it's not going to be grinding anything into the paint. This step is the most important step. So go check out the video in the card above that explains why we do that. And I'm going to be updating that video soon also with some new tips and tricks. You can see that it starts to pre-clean the tires as well, pulling off junk off the tires. Really, 30, 60 seconds at the most, and then you rinse. That's the problem with blowing out the interior. It does make a mess everywhere, but oh well. I think we're gonna have to use some acid cleaner on these chrome wheels because they are bad. They need acid. Oh, that puddle got me completely soaked. Yeah. Really? Wow, it's not bad up here at all. So, could be some heavy tar down there. Yeah, the sides are not bad. Maybe it's just that side too, because even down here it's not horrible, but not a fan of this giant like hood scoopy thing. Kind of looks cool, but it's annoying to to clean, and I'm sure it's gonna be annoying to polish, but oh well, that's the way it be. Birds are happy today. I'm gonna go on that side because the sun's hitting that side. Now with the wheels, we are dealing with some heavy pitting and some brake dust that has been etched into the chrome. So we are going to use an acid-based cleaner. We have the Meguiar's Wheel Brightener. This is a type of acid, and we're going to use that to clean these wheels. Might take a couple of applications, but this usually helps with removing that brake dust and shining up the chrome. It's totally fine for chrome, and it's totally fine for clear coat as well. So any of your coated wheels, it will be totally fine with. Anything that's bare aluminum, that's where you don't want to use stuff like this. We'll also foam up these wheels or these tires, get them dissolving all that grease and grime. Hey babe, can you fill this up with air please? I thank you. I can tell already that the acid is releasing that brake dust. Thank you, love.
Okay. I don't know if I did it enough.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. And you can see the tires. Look how that grime is melting off. Ew. That's nice. Man, look at the tires. They look awesome. All right, let's rinsey and see what happens. Oh, look at that. That helped tremendously. Awesome, now they're nice and bright. So if we need any more cleaning, we'll just bring them in and we'll lightly hand polish them and then wipe them down and then coat them. They'll be good to go. Weird texture to them and just don't clean up well. All right, the truck is pulled in, it's cleaned, it's deconned, it's looking really, really nice. So let's blow dry it. The wheels came out really good. There's some portions of it that need to be hand polished, but for the most part, yeah, that's the beauty of wheel acid. It's pretty awesome. This is just some grime that will be easily removed. So some light hand polishing and it'll look beautiful. Let's blow dry this thing. I have to say though, this thing does get heavy. It's got a huge battery on it. So it's better to operate with two hands. With the paint dry, let's inspect it and see what type of defects we're dealing with here. We still have a little bit of just water spotting from the towel drying, but as you can see, it's not horrible. Yeah, not bad at all. There's just some water drops still on the paint, not a problem. So not too bad. Down here, yeah, I mean still not horrible. That should correct fairly easily. Up here, yeah, we got some other weird defects going on, some other water spotting and weird etching. This is fiberglass. I have no way of knowing how much clear coat is on there, so we have to tread carefully with this. I don't have a meter that can read that. So with the paint here though, we'll do a couple of test spots and see what type of clarity we can bring back. If we can reduce this by 50% plus, then that's the goal. This is a paint enhancement, not a correction. So we'll keep that in mind as we're going through the vehicle. Oh, look at that. We have some weird water spotting light etching here. That should come out with the compounding as well, or with the enhancement. We always polish these as well. Maybe I don't talk about it as much. I used to in earlier videos, but we polish these as well to get that out. So yeah, we'll show that. The plastics will be coated. They actually look decent, but yeah, we'll wipe them down and then we'll coat them most likely with, I think we're probably going to use Decon trim on this. Back here, yeah, same old, same old. On this side, yeah, same thing. We have some water spotting on the back glass here. This I'll take care of. And water spot, oh yeah, we do have some water spotting on the glass here too. So we're gonna get rid of that. We do have some really bad pillars here and some deep scratches on those. So we'll make those look much, much better. As we look at the wheels, like we showed before, not bad, right? There's a little bit of corrosion still in here, but again, we'll hand polish that out, make these wheels look brand new. Yeah, I think we're gonna use the orange pad and the NSP 45, maybe even the 95. Let's start with the 45 first, and then we'll bump it up from there to see how it does on the paint. Let's do a test spot, and let's see what results we get. Oh, we're also gonna polish the windshield and coat that. You're on camera. Your face in the reflection is priceless. Say, hey, you guys! Oh my God.
Lost it.
I never had it.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah? It seems to be kind of soft paint. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Perfect. That's the results that we want.
Yeah, that was easy. Thank goodness.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's actually, that right there is wet sanding marks. We might have to go a little heavier on that. Try hitting that slower and let's see if we can remove it. But this was before. That's, wait, that was weird. That's before. That's after. Oh, beautiful. All right, that's the results we want. Cool.
Yay!
Yay, thumbs up. All right, folks, check this out. Here we have 4. And again, it's like the paint really isn't in horrible shape. We have some light water spotting and, oh wow, this fan is just way too high. Oh, much better. So here we have the before, and again, it's really not horrible. Just some light water spotting, very light swirling. And then it clears up beautifully. Very nice. Beautiful. It's already looking so good. Oh, wait, did you polish the gray part? Oh, okay. So just the red part so far. But
I didn't do that.
wait, how are you over there? This isn't done.
Door.
Why'd you skip
Did this door.
why'd you skip this door?
You were in the way.
Oh. All right.
It's pretty.
It's pretty. Oh, awesome. Before, after. So you see with the color change there? The swirls kind of make the color kind of washed out because it refracts the light differently, and it kind of creates that blurry effect. When it's polished, you see the clarity, you see the depth. The color is enriched. Enricher? The color is richer. Yeah, so, bleh. We'll name it Richard. Okay, we've gone too far. We've lost our minds. All right, let's continue. We got a good combo going, so let's do that all around the vehicle. So we're almost done polishing. I still have the tonneau cover and I have the roof to do. Wifey's hitting all the glass and removing the water spots using the 3D water spot remover gel. The pillars are looking awesome. That's just a hair that's there. And the glass is looking much better. It's taken a couple of hits of the 3D water spot removing gel, but it is looking much better. Now we've tried a few other chemicals and a couple of other procedures. We have steel wool that we're using dry. You can also use it wet with a lubricant. This is not going to scratch glass, but I already tried it in a spot and it didn't really do much. So I nixed that and I went to Clear SR from the last coat. That works also, and the 3D water spot remover gel also works. This needs a polisher to be able to remove defects. So I'm probably going to use this on the windshield. It is number 30 of 500 made of these FTX. That's pretty cool. So if we look at the sunroof here, we're doing the interior now. That's water spots, and we polished the driver's side here. So much better. I'm gonna have to do the rest of the glass after we complete the interior. Yeah, all the polishing is done, but I left the glass for, you know, next to last, and we got to get all the interior nice and clean now. And it's cleaning up really, really well. All right, guys, the truck is almost done. I'm stopping for today. I'm going to finish it up tomorrow. There's just a few little things like the windshield inside and out. I did put the protectant on the exterior. We used the G-Technic G5. So I let that sit on there. I'll wipe it off. Any smearing or anything, I'll deal with that tomorrow. I don't have to worry about smearing being difficult to remove. Just a little bit of glass cleaner tomorrow, and that will come out clean. The interior of the glass, the inside of the glass also needs to be wiped down and finalized. Wheels are looking great. Still a little bit of pitting in the chrome, unfortunately, but not much I can do. I'm not doing, wheel refurbishing here, just polishing as much as I can and protecting, but they are looking great. I'll dress the tires tomorrow. Once everything is cured tomorrow, it's going to look incredible. But look how nice the paint looks now. Beautiful. It's super dark and rich. Oh yeah, so much better. Everything is looking beautiful on this. All the plastics, look at that. Just look at it. And the glass is also looking really good. Now, one final thing we're going to do is protect the fabric. And I'm going to do this on the inside, but I'm going to demonstrate this on these mats. And what we're going to use is the last coat Ceratex. So this is a textile fabric protectant. So we're going to spray this on to the fabric. I'm going to use my hands to rub it into the fabric. That's actually what it suggests to do. So that's how we're going to do it. So I'm going to liberally spray it onto the surface. And then use my gloves, my hands, to massage it into the fabric. That way it gets into all of the fibers. Now, one thing you want to make sure is that these are completely dry. So if you shampoo them, let them dry completely. Give them whatever amount of hours it needs to fully dry. Because if it's wet, it's not going to bond really well. Now, it also says that this should be layered. So you wait 2 hours between applications. So that's recommended. So that's what we'll do. We'll wait 2 hours or probably till tomorrow, and then I'll reapply, let it dry out completely, and then they'll be good to go. Now, as far as the rest of the interior goes, all the leather and plastic has been protected, so I'm going to do that to all of the carpets using the Ceratex. So the application, very straightforward, very easy. And another great thing about this is that it doesn't smell. It doesn't have that strong odor like, say, 303 or like the G-Technic Smart Fabric. This doesn't really have any odor that I can tell. So nothing overpowering. Still, you want to do it at least an area where you have some ventilation. You don't want to be breathing it in, of course. I've only used that much, the first layer, so not bad. All right, it's the next day, and let's show you how these mats look. So I just did a little test here to see, and basically, that's the type of repellency that you want. You can knock off the water, and you're left with, a mat that's very much dry, a little bit soaks in, but it's not a big deal. You simply take your towel or your air compressor and blow dry, and you're good to go. It's meant to resist stains, not to have a super hydrophobic effect like your paint does. It's a little extreme. If you want that, and if your customer wants that, cool. Charge them appropriately, because a 16-ounce bottle like this, not necessarily cheap. It's affordable, but it's not necessarily cheap. So you can get quite a few vehicles. I sprayed the rest of the truck in the mats, and that's how much I used. Maybe a quarter or a fifth of the bottle. That's it. And that was going light with the coats and then rubbing it in. As long as you have full coverage, you don't need to drench it. But that's up to you. If you like to drench the fabrics, go ahead. But once again, that's awesome. And you basically can blow dry the mat, towel dry it, and that will be stain resistant. That's pretty cool. Man, these tires are knobby. I find that a brush is just a little bit more efficient and you get a better result. The truck is pulled out. It's beautiful and sunny out. Let's get some sun shots. All right, guys, I pulled it back in because I don't want any junk falling on it before the customer sees it. So it's also good to pull the vehicle out like that and just check all of your glass. Check around the vehicle in the daylight with that ambient light and you'll be able to see any high spots. This thing looks pristine. I had to hit a couple of little areas on the glass and the wheels from the dressing that got onto the wheels a little bit, but they're already coated and they just clean off easily. So it's good to do that. Double check your work, pull it out into the sun if you can, and then pull it back in to finish it or to present it to the customer. So that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. As always, the tools, the products also will be linked in the description if you're interested in any of those. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. So you don't miss stuff. Why'd you say it all nice? And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week.